retired people from the IRS. They won't talk when they're there, but when they retire, they tell me how. I had a manager tell me that to fire someone at the IRS, she had to take half time off, bring in a manager to do half her job, because she spent half her time for weeks trying to fire somebody.
Wow.
And for some pretty blatant stuff.
Okay.
So and you've read in the papers some of the abuse that's going on. It's a lot more commonplace than you think. For example, they're showing up when somebody gets on TV with policies they don't like, and then an agent coincidentally shows up at their house that day.
Yeah.
The way to deal with that is, thank God for the tax court. This is something unique about the IRS. I wish we had it for every agency. The U.S. tax court is an independent court. The EPA court is not an independent court. It's not even a real court. It's a kangaroo court run by the EPA and by their employees. And guess which way they rule?
Yeah.
Same thing with Department of Labor, same way with a bunch of other agencies. The tax court is completely independent, filled with professionals who brook no nonsense from anyone. Not the IRS attorneys, not the taxpayers' attorneys. And that's our ultimate check, because one thing I like about the tax court, they follow the Scalia version of, if you're into constitutional law, they believe in reading the law and applying it as it's written, even if it makes no sense. And their response is, if it makes no sense, go talk to your congressman. Because in a republic, the legislature makes the laws.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, in our country, the legislature does not make most of the laws anymore. I'd say they make about 10% of the law. The agencies make about 90% of the law. The courts make some percentage. Congress makes actually very little law. But the tax court has an integrity of, it's not our job to pass laws we like through the court system. It's our job to simply interpret the law and enforce it. And they do it. And they're pretty honest. And they are a massive check on the IRS, which is desperately needed, given some of the things that have been going on over there.